If you're feeling the pressure to create the perfect New Year's resolutions right now, let me stop you for a second and just pause. What if I told you that by doing that, you're actually blocking your own manifestations? No one creates the best version of themselves under pressure. And at New Year, we all feel the drive to create these massive action lists, these plans for what we're going to do through the year. And then we go through the year and real life kicks in and we realize this doesn't feel very good and we don't keep it up. And then the not feeling good is increased because we didn't feel good about it and we didn't do the thing. So then we feel bad about ourselves for not achieving it. This is all blocking you from manifesting the things that you deserve and can easily get into your life. If you are constantly in a place of gratitude, you're in a higher vibration. You are in alignment with who you're supposed to be. Here's something that might surprise you. The most successful women on the planet are not doing more this January. They are being more. And I'm going to explain what that means in this video because it will transform your life. There is fascinating neuroscience that proves that this isn't just a whimsical thing. This is literally the best way to achieve the things that you want to call in for 2025. This is the most powerful shift I've ever had. The truth about manifestation is this. It's not about holding on to the thing that you want and repeating it over and over in affirmations. It's about creating the feeling that you would have, that you will have, when you have manifested that into your life. And this is where New Year's Eve resolutions get it all wrong. So with a New Year's Eve resolution, you think about the things that you want to change. You think about the action steps you need to put in place to change that. And then you hammer home the fact that you have to do these actions. I should do this. Should is an awful word when it comes to doing anything because it's a word that means you don't really want to be doing it. You're doing it because you ought to, because you should. Should is a word that you should try to get out of your head. When you're thinking about the things that you're doing, you want to create a feeling of joy in your life. If you say the exact same sentence, but you use the word could, I could be doing this, or I get to do this right now. You're still doing the same thing, but psychologically, you're changing the impact of the words you're using, even to yourself, and you're going to make yourself happier, healthier, and you're going to find it easier to manifest the things that you want. So what we now know about manifestation is that it's nothing to do with the thing that you want. The process to get the manifestation to appear is not a process where you write down that thing 101 times and then you say it every day. It's not about repeating to yourself, I am worthy of this, because you are. It is your birthright. It is your God-given right to live a life that is abundant and wealthy and feels good. This is our natural state. So when we talk about manifesting and bringing ourselves into alignment, what we're actually talking about is bringing ourselves back into alignment, reminding ourselves that we are powerful co-creators. That's the whole point of being here. We are here to create. You are creating all of the time. So this is another myth. The myth is, I need to start manifesting the things that I want. That's not the case. You're already manifesting. So the life you have right now is a result of your manifesting. If the life you have right now is not a life that you want, that's because your manifesting is wrong. You are off course. What I am about to share with you is based in ancient wisdom and cutting edge science with neuroscience, and it will change your life. So up until 4 years ago, I manifested in the exact same way everybody else does. I wrote down the things that I want. I wrote down lists of the things that I wanted to call in that year, and I repeated them again and again and again. And then 4 years ago, I hit rock bottom completely. Came out of an abusive relationship, lost my businesses, my health was awful, almost lost my house. Like, it was bad. It was pretty bad. But that was the biggest gift I could have been given, because from that place of struggle, I had to find a new way. Clearly, what I was doing was not working. I had to find a new way. So I started doing deeper research. I started researching Joe Dispenza, and he is an incredible person to follow if you want to find out more about the neuroscience of how this works. I started studying Abraham Hicks, who I've been studying for probably 20 years. But something happened for me and I started to see it in a new light. I had this meditative experience where I was actually in the cinema watching a movie and I realized, holy cow, like this is like life and this is relevant and I'm going to explain it to you. So I had this experience where I felt like I'm in the cinema. I'm watching the movie. I know the movie's not real. I know this is actors. I know this has all been put together. I know other people in here are experiencing the movie in their own way because everything is subjective, right? But I was so in the movie, I kept forgetting I was in a movie. This is how I started to shift my manifesting. And this is not a shift that you need to have. This was just the trigger for me to find out more about how my brain works, how manifesting works, how energy alignment works. Because then as I went through my life, I started to realize, well, all of this is the same as a movie. We are manifesting all of this. We are all in a co-creation process where what I experience in life will not be the same as what you experience in life. What I experience in life is not the same as my 18-year-old daughter. We live the same experiences, but our perspectives are different. So the way we take on board that information is different. It makes it different. So then I started to understand that our life experience, our human experience, is very individual. And then I started to understand the things that Abraham Hicks has been talking about for the last 20 years in my ear when I've been listening or I've been reading their books about being on the leading edge of creation, about being in alignment with the thing you want before you have it. So I'd already had 20 years of that history. And then I started listening to Joe Dispenza. Well, and it changed the game for me. Absolutely changed the game. And here's how it changed the game. So if I want to manifest more income in my business, what I need to do is bring myself in energetic alignment with that. Now, that was all just words for me before until I had this epiphany, this realization. And what we're doing to get there is baby steps of gratitude, because it's really hard, right? To go from a place of I'm on a bare minimum income to I want a six-figure income. That your brain can't quite tap into that. But what you can do is you can shift your focus bit by bit to a more positive focus. Bring in the more positive feelings. That does not mean that we pretend the rubbish things are not happening, because that is toxic. We don't do that. There's none of that. But what it does mean is anytime you're feeling out of alignment, and I'm going to use some words here that are interchangeable. Okay, so Melanie Ann Leah talks about being in the God zone. Abraham Hicks, they talk about being on the leading edge of creation. They are the same thing. When I talk about this, if the word God doesn't resonate for you, that's fine. You can interchange that with source, your higher self, the universe, pixies. It doesn't matter. It is all the same thing. Language is limited for what it can actually express. So get past the language that I'm using, insert your own language, because this will change your life. After I had shifted myself into alignment, I started to manifest so much more easily. So last year, for example, I put on my vision board, which is still a thing that I do. I put on my vision board that I wanted to become a certified life coach rather than just a life coach working without certification. That I wanted to be known for what I was doing, that I wanted to snowboard, that I wanted to go and ride at a ranch. I live in England. We don't have ranches here. I wanted to go to rodeos. I live in England. We don't have rodeos here. I listed all of these things that all came true. And the way they came true is I imagined how I would feel when I had those. I'm going to go into more detail with this because I just took a course with Melanie Ann Leah. She has just put out a course. In fact, we're in the middle of it. We start it again tomorrow, called the God Zone. The God Zone, Creator Zone, Higher Self Zone, whatever you want to call it. But she calls it the God Zone. And the very first day, we did something I'm going to share with you because this is the most powerful shift I've ever had. And here is the exact steps for you to begin to come from a place of struggle and action and doing, which is not how you get the things you want. Getting the things you want should feel effortless. So to get you from there to the point where you can manifest whatever feels good for you in your life, this is what I want you to do. I want you to imagine something that is going to happen tomorrow, something that happens every day. I'm going to use an example, but you can use whatever you want, whatever works for you. So for me, I used my morning coffee. Okay. I imagined the next morning's coffee in all of its glory. I imagined how the beans were going to smell when I ground them. I imagined the cup that I was going to use, the music that would be playing, the smell of the incense that I would be burning. I imagined how I would feel. And for me, I equated it to my cinema experience. I love cinema, right? So for me, it was like, okay, I want this to feel cinematic. I want to feel like this is the most wondrous, magical, romantic moment in the movie. Okay. Cue orchestra, cue soft shots, all of it. And the task is to imagine the thing that happens every day. Maybe someone else brings you your coffee. Maybe you don't drink coffee. Maybe you drink green tea or water, or maybe it's a yoga practice, or maybe you don't do any of that. Maybe it is just getting in your car and just sitting for a minute, or your journey to work. Okay. I want you to imagine it in full detail. And then when that comes around, so for me, the next morning, I'm making my coffee. I am sat with my coffee. I'm drinking my coffee. I allowed myself to be in full gratitude. And gratitude is the place from which we make our manifestations happen. This is so important. Gratitude is the first step. In fact, gratitude is all the steps. So when I sat drinking my coffee and I felt all the feelings and I felt like I was in a movie and it was so beautiful, it wouldn't have mattered to me if someone had interrupted me or if the coffee was rubbish, because what I thought is, okay, well, if that happens, how do I keep myself in this vibrational alignment? How do I keep myself in this place of gratitude? And the answer to that is, what would happen in a movie? If this was a rom-com or a romantic movie that you were watching, what would happen? So let's say your partner always brings your coffee, or you've manifested that your partner is going to bring your coffee. That happens, and you're like, wow, oh my God, I imagined this completely yesterday. You're using your imagination, okay? That's absolutely what you're doing, using your imagination. Let's say the coffee is rubbish. In a movie, what would happen? You would look at each other, you would laugh, and you would say, babe, do you want to make this again? Or shall I go make it? Or should we go out and get a coffee? And it would be a joy-filled experience. So even when the thing that you're imagining or manifesting doesn't show up in the way you want it to, laugh it off. Be joyful. Imagine you are in the happiest, most saccharine sweet movie you have ever seen. Now, I carried that through my life every single day since Melanie spoke that to me. And in this energy of pure gratitude, this is where the magic happens. This is when you are on the leading edge of creation, as Abraham Hicks says. This is where you are in the God zone. This is where you are at your highest vibration. And from this state of being, from this feeling, that's when you can start manifesting. And then you build this up. So right now, you have imagined something that you knew was going to happen, but you have allowed yourself to feel awe and gratitude and just really luxuriate in the experience of this thing happening. And after you've done that, and you're able to sustain this feeling of joy and gratitude and peace, and you're able to laugh it off if it doesn't go the way you think, you're able to bring yourself back into that leading edge of creation. That's what we mean when we talk about being in a higher vibration or bringing our energy more into alignment. What we're talking about is bringing ourselves back to a place of gratitude. When we are doing this imagining process, what we are doing is building neural pathways in our brain. Your brain doesn't know when you are experiencing wonder and awe and gratitude for that coffee that just happened, that thing that you manifested. Your brain has no idea whether that is a past thing, a future thing. It doesn't know. It just knows that it is. So when you're imagining something, the thoughts you are having about that, the feelings you are having about that, your brain just sees that as it is. So when you can bring yourself to the point where you can imagine, okay, I want a six-figure income. How will I feel when I have that six-figure income? Who will I be? You start to strip it back. Who would I be? I would be more peaceful. I would be more joyful. I would feel gratitude every day. I would be less quick to anger because I would not be frustrated. I would not be living in fear. I would be excited for the next thing that I can be creating. So you start to think about how you will feel, who will you be? And then you start to call in those feelings and you start being that person before you've got the six-figure income, before you've got that new job or that new partner. If you're looking for a new partner, I want a partner who is funny and loves their parents and has great income. Okay, well, who do I need to be in order that when that person comes into my life, they are also attracted to me? What are they looking for? My ideal partner, what do they want out of someone? And how can I shift my energy to be more in alignment with that? Dr. Joe's research is fascinating. And it shows when we combine higher vibration feelings, feeling better, good feelings, with intentional self talk, we're not just thinking different thoughts. We are literally creating new neural pathways in our brain. We're literally teaching our body a new way of being. This is why so many New Year's Eve resolutions fail, because they're focused on doing rather than being. When you put this practice into your life, you will watch miracles wander in and out of your life like they are the most normal thing on the planet. And that is when you will start to build your faith in the process, because every day you will get constant reminders that you are right, that manifesting in this way is the correct way, that feeling good as much of the time gets you so much more than doing as much as possible. I'm a coach, right? There is a time and a place for action, 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 and not bowing away from that. But when you're manifesting, you want to change your life, that is not the place to start. You start from a place of feeling. You shift your emotions, you shift your energy, you use your imagination, and you start slow. Start with a thing you know is going to happen, and then start being open and watching for all the magical things that are going to happen in your life. Dr. Joe Dispenza literally says that your thoughts create your biological reality, your actual physical reality. This isn't just positive thinking. This is new neural construction. This is you literally going inside of your mind, inside of your brain, and rewiring it so that you have a different experience in life. Because if you're watching this, clearly you want to have a different experience in life. You are looking for ways to bring new, beautiful, wonderful experiences into your life. I have a friend who is a queen at manifesting. And, several years ago, she had no income. And then she started a business and she went from no income to being $1 million business. And now she's a multi-million-dollar business. And she talks a lot about manifesting and sitting in alignment and calling in the feeling of the thing that you want. She's just done a month where she's been calling in $1 million in 1 month, which is bold. And I'm so excited for her because that will happen for her. I mean, she actually got a loan in that month for $1.5 million. So you could say that she already achieved that. However, the important thing is the state of mind that she has got herself in. She is telling the universe, I'm ready for this. Whatever you need to teach me for me to become ready, whatever you need to show me to become ready, I'm here for it. I'm showing up, I'm declaring it, and I'm giving it over, because what is important is the way I feel. And you watch, at some point in the next few months, that $1 million month will just come in. Does she feel devastated that she didn't get the $1 million in that month? Of course not. She feels like an absolute winner, because the personal transformation that has happened within her means that she is guaranteed to get that $1 million month. As you step into the new year, you have a choice. You can write down a list of New Year's resolutions, or you can decide that you want to change at a deeper energetic level so that the things that you want come to you easily. Here's what I want you to do right now. Save this video for reference. Comment below with energy over action if you are going to put this into place. And follow me for more science-backed methods that just work. Remember, you are not just starting a new year. With this practice, whenever you listen to this, whether you listen to this in January or August, with this, when you start this work, you are literally becoming a new version of yourself. You are becoming the version of yourself that is ready to receive all of the things that you've been trying to manifest for years. Do not forget, you are powerful. As always, guys, have the best day.